here we are. We got a bit of an exclusive. It's not going to be professional because I'm not professional. But we got the one and only Joby Carter from Carter's Steam Fair. He's just going to tell us a little bit about the fair, the heritage, and you know how they maintain the rides, how they travelled. Just take it away, Joby.
I'm so shy normally.
Yeah.
Not good in front of the camera.
That's not true. That's not true.
So, Carter's Steam Fair, for those of you who don't know and are being introduced to it, was started by my parents in 1977. We started with one ride, the Gallopers, not a carousel. We've talked about this.
Sorry.
Us British invented the Galloper, so we like to call it a Galloper, not a carousel.
Yeah.
Any showman who call it carousel, you're traitors.
I did actually say carousel, and I literally got my head bitten off.
I bring Nicola up on this all the time, actually.
It's not a carousel, is it?
No, it's Galloper.
Galloper, right.
Galloper.
Galloper.
It's a beautiful word, and it's a beautiful ride, and it's what we started with.
Yeah.
So, we started with my parents were show promoters, putting on military rallies and steam rallies and such, and they got let down with people who were supposed to bring rides and didn't. And my dad always loved fairgrounds, along with so many other things he collected, from jazz records to gramophones to cars, and he just loved old stuff basically, and was an avid collector. And it turns out he liked collecting fairground rides as well, and everything that went with it. And now he was very insightful and to sort of see what was coming in the future. And the first thing he did for transport was bought Scammells. Our first 6 trucks, well, there's a story behind this actually. Our first truck was a Bedford, which it was used for the shows.
Yeah.
Our first Scammell actually had number 2 on it, but we had a Rottweiler that had a rather unfortunate accident in the Scammell involving the back end of him, that was, and couldn't quite clear it up, and it smelt so bad in the cab, we sold it and replaced that with another Scammell. So that was number 1.
Brilliant.
Then we got number 3, which was a Highwayman, which was only about 12 years old when we bought it, and then we got number 4, 5, 6. And it wasn't until number 7 we bought a Model A, which was a vehicle my dad had bought and sold and bought back. And then we moved on to when we got the Dodge and we got the Atkinsons, because we needed bigger loads, and the rest is history. And we've got our ERFs, we've got our Fodens, we do like our British trucks. Apart from Richard Cadell, who likes his foreign DAFs and Volvos. Nice, are they? Come on. So, this isn't a Highwayman, you see, because what happened was my dad, when later on in life, he started selling us the stuff. Us boys started travelling more stuff, and my brother bought number 3, which was Highwayman, and it got sold, which was a great shame. It was a bit ropey, but it could have been saved and kind of should have been sold. When we sell, if ever we've sold trucks, we've replaced them with other trucks, and they got replaced with Foden number 3. Yeah. The opportunity of buying this came up. You dream of having a show track. This was Hibble and Mellors. It came to the fair about 12, 13 years ago for a show track special we did, and we basically went to see it and we bought it. We had to have it. Well, it only seemed right that our first 6 lorries should be Scammells again. Yeah. So that's why we've got 2 number 3s.
Okay, number 3, right there. It's beautiful.
It's the most beautiful lorry. It's my favourite lorry on the planet.
Yeah.
We took the name Hibble and Mellors off, much discussed, because this show track has come out of preservation. It went into preservation before I was born, and has now gone back into use. So if you're here earlier and you saw the procession, it was towing an empty trailer. On moving day, it tows 2 full trailers. It's a working lorry. That's what we're about. We're about using things for what they were built for.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. I'll just show you inside.
Oh, lovely! Look at this.
I've digressed, haven't I?
Exclusive.
I've digressed from talking about the fair to talking about the show track. So show tracks.
It's all very interesting, Joby.
Show tracks were built for showmen after the war, which was incredible, because there was. Go on, have a look. Stop looking at me. Have a look at that.
Old dynamo in the back there.
Show tracks were built for showmen between 1946 and 1948, and this man here, Sidney Harrison, well, he used to be an agent for Burrells, and then he went on to be an agent for Fowlers, and then he went on to Scammells, and he basically went around convincing showmen that what you need is a brand new Scammell. And the incredible thing was there was so much stuff after the war, army surplus, and yet Scammells devised this. Presumably a showman went to him with the initial idea, or he did, So the dynamo is run from the engine in the front. You switch it over, and you can even set the revs on this.
Wow, look at
when
that.
it's running.
It's
So
amazing.
it's a real deal, and it's got fantastic history. And it went to Nottingham Goose Fair every year. I think it was in use, and it used to sit, because it was nice and small, it would sit between the Dodgem and the Ark,
Yeah.
or Hibble and Mellors, and it got sold to, I can't remember the bloody names, it got sold to someone else who carried on using it, and it came to the end of its working life. Went into preservation. There was 18 built, there's 17 left. This was 5th or 6th one built, and here it is. It's even got the original instructions.
Oh, look at this, absolutely amazing.
So when you're generating, it tells you what to do. You've got to fill up the water box on the other side because the engine's not going along, so it needs extra coolant.
Yeah.
Effectively, when you're winching, it tells you what to do. And there you go, supplied by.
Sorry, look at that. What a beautiful machine.
So when you engage the drive, basically you're driving a dynamo, and you can set the revs on that. But we used it at Pinckney's Green, and the bearing was getting hot.
Yeah.
So we want to look at it properly in the winter. It's not a 5-minute job. We don't need it.
No.
It's nice to have a spare. But there's a bit of bugging about with it, because when you're generating, you can use red diesel. When you're on the road, you've got to use white. So you have to switch the tanks, and we haven't actually got a convenient switch over. So I use it on the road, but I don't use it. I'm not using it for generating, but I do want to sort that because I want to be able to use it.
Yeah.
Nice
Wow.
to use it. And of course, you've got the winch as well.
Incredible this is.
Good, isn't it? Got the Scammell winch in there, and that's one of the reasons a show track has got a wider cab. And
Yeah.
often there's been many fakes made over the years. They take a normal Scammell and just build a body like this on the back, and they never look right because they've got a wider cab. Yeah, you've got your winching in there.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, that's that. You fill that up with water to generate. But on the later ones, a couple of the later ones, because my father-in-law's got one. He got the white legs one, which I had great fun
Sons of
winding.
it.
I had great fun winding everyone up that I was going to get a repaint as well. But that's got a different radiator on the front, a different cooling system. I'll show you where you can set the rev.
It's good stuff, isn't it? Joby, you're a natural in front of the camera. You're better than me.
So
Oh, look at that, yeah.
And if we were generating, you'd see you'd have a light bulb in here and it'd all come up.
Oh, wow.
The exhaust goes down the top, so you're not doing the public in.
That sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's awesome, isn't it? Really
Isn't it?
interesting. We've got a bit of a crowd gathering now watching.
Dynamo. As soon as I saw it, and it was a dynamo. We used to have one on the Jenny at when I was
Travelling.
Bobby Steve, when I was on the fairs.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well,
And
that is.
it's one of the few lorries I've got which is still on split rims. I've changed nearly all my transport. Even that's had new axles on it.
We might have to have a look in one of your wagons.
Well, you know what? We get asked all the time, can we look inside? But that's one thing.
Good
And it's
personal.
beautiful. It's just our personal space.
Gotta say, yeah.
So we just keep it, because you come out the door and you want to show, it's like being in a goldfish bowl.
You're right.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But we just And my
You need
wife's in
something
there with
to- you
a
need some-
rolling pin.
I'd be the same.
You need something to separate it. Yeah.
Just a bit of space. But yeah, this one's still on split rims, 40B8s, which is the original. Most of the other lorries I've changed them to tubeless because you get less punctures. You still get a puncture. We got
Yeah.
one the other day. We had a puncture on the other number 3. Oh my word, it was like there was a diversion. We'd be sent off, ended up in a garage with a blowout. So 1 in the morning I drove out there. Time we changed it and got back, it was 3 in the morning. Oh, joys of travelling a fun fair.
Yeah, this life isn't it for everyone. You've got to be born into it. It's a labour of love, isn't it, Joby?
No, that's the whole thing, and there's this whole debate going on. Well, I did start the debate about how do you become a showman?
Yeah.
Because showmen have been in a generation. Say you can't become a showman. Well, duh, you can.
Look around. That's it.
It takes showmanship to be a showman.
Yes.
Basically, and there's all sorts, and there's people that call themselves showmen that have got no showmanship. They just own rides.
Yeah. That's right.
My parents had a vision. So they said, oh, I should go back to the story then. Where was I? So anyway, point of that is prettier than me. So we're on the other side. So we once we had the gallopers up and running. Now, in actual fact, there were very few showmen that were willing. My dad went from being a show promoter to showmen coming to him and then wanting to know him, to him buying a ride and then being very cagey and not wanting to help. And there was one showman that did help, and my dad always remembered it, and that was Benny Irvin. He had a gallopers, and he just gave my dad sound advice. Check the jack rod to this tension, do this, do that. And he was very grateful of that. But actually, if someone's starting out and you can give them a bit of sound safety advice, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. If you can help them along the way with the simple stuff, that doesn't mean you're giving them grounds, that doesn't mean you're giving them money. Just, you're always going to have new people coming up in business, and so my dad never forgot that. But it took us like 2 days. When I say we, I was 18 months old. We went to someone else's rally, and we had no organ on it, we had no lights, and it took about 2 days to build up. And there were showmen there, sat round laughing at you. Ah, look at this. Watch him. He ain't going to go very far. Well, we did.
Yeah.
But he was arrogant. He had belief and he had a vision. So I asked Dad once, why did you go for scammells? He said, because of the bonnets. They weren't making trucks like that, and before you know it, they were going to be an attraction in themselves. And he was right. Because although we've only got 2 scammels here, soon we'll have three back on the road. We've got about 7 scammels. Father-in-law's got about 3 or 4. And I want to use more and more. There's limitations to what you can pull them for the weight. But look, there you go. That's an attraction. Most lorries at fairs are hidden around the back and
absolutely
vaguely scrubbed out the word Tesco's on the side. Some of them have got lovely trucks.
But this
horns
it's lovely.
Scotland. You ever seen their stuff?
No.
Lovely. Long way to go.
A bit too far out for us.
Long way to go.
Yeah.
I've seen some pictures.
Yeah.
But none of our stuff has got vinyl on it, apart from Hyman's Foden lorry. Don't look at that.
It's all hand.
That's on the list. So we painted their pay box this winter, but this is all done by hand. Genuine gold leaf.
Where can they learn to sign right like Joby Carters?
It's funny you should mention that. I do courses in the winter. Yes, I do. You can book up now. I've got some booking up in November and December, and I also do a fancy lettering and fairground art course. I did that. That's a weekend course, and that was popular last year as well.
And that link will be in the description.
Very good. Very good. And buy your tokens online. So we do that as well. And if you buy them online, you get loads of free ride tickets. Why didn't you do that?
I don't know.
What a muppet.
I don't know. I don't know. We should have booked online, but we had some free rides anyway. No, we should have booked online.
Credit card and debit card.
Yeah.
Old fare, modern
way. That's right.
Modern way.
Take euros.
Take euros.
Not yet.
No, we do occasionally staff are daft enough to take it. Well, if they give me a €1, I'm actually on a winner. So
good stuff.
Half it buggers up me counting machine. So then we went on to buy the chairplanes, which is here. And you might notice it's got a step that's been replaced.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice. I do now. Yep.
Somewhere between
I've just been on it actually, and
somewhere
good ride.
Somewhere between Bath and Carfest South. That step. But anyway, we've got a new one. We won't talk about that. So the chairplanes is one load. It's a very small set of chairs, but it was trailer mounted already.
Yeah.
And they claimed it had been trailer mounted. From new, but I'm not sure. It's 1920s, very old chassis. It's riveted together, the chassis. It looks like an old engine boiler. Yeah. But anyway, we got that on the road. That was the one Dad wanted. Took a couple of years to do it. We kept running out of money, and there you go. We had 2 rides. Early 80s, we actually put on a fair in our own right, not just attending someone else's show. And it was at Pinckney's Green in our hometown of Maidenhead, which is our favourite fair. So we always have a load of extra steam engines there. That's all. When we first started doing road runs, and we had tenants with us by then, and there we go. Carters Steam Fair really was born then. We went on to restore the steam yachts. Now, in actual fact, my dad owned the remains of the steam yachts, before the Gallopers, but all he bought was a load of scrap metal.
Yeah.
Harry Lee agreed to sell his original engine, which is the one in there today, from 1901, and we restored the Ling steam yachts, which has only got half the lights working, so we're in the middle of fixing them. And that was incredible, because that was done from the savage drawings,
Yeah.
and help from Harry Lee, a bit of advice, and yeah, they restored a set of steam yachts from nothing, and at the time there was
It's amazing how it escalates, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like having kids. You have one, then you end up having
I'm stuck to one.
loads.
You've got a telly now, have you?
Yeah.
And then on from there, we got juveniles, we got our first arcade, we got the Dodgem on the road, and we just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. And at the time of my dad's death, in 2000, he died sadly. He got cancer, beat the cancer, and died of pneumonia in hospital. That's just, you know, that's life. What were we going to do? Were we going to carry on? And at the time, it was, you know, my mum took over. My brother Seth's still involved with the business. We haven't got as much stuff now. My brother Jed was involved. And we said, yeah, we're going to carry on. So we went and bought another ride. 3 weeks after
carry on, best way.
Bought a dive bomb and we carried on. We loved it. We didn't know, I wouldn't say we didn't know how to do anything else, but this is what we'd all done.
Yeah.
Fast forward 18 years. Me and my wife are running the company. Mum's retired, semi-retired. You still might find her making candy floss.
Is she here now?
Yeah, that's the wagon down the end.
Oh, yeah.
Wagon around.
Be nice to say hello.
Yeah, no, she still loves the fair, but we're running it. We're travelling 6 rides, occasionally 7. We had the Octazelle last week, but that was just because it was, the big wheel didn't make it. We've done a pay box and it needs a load more work, so it's off the road. I've got enough stuff. People saying, oh, why have you got this one, you got that?
There's enough stuff here.
Try travelling what we've got.
Yes, absolutely.
I've left the Dobies down this week just because I'm a bit short staffed. And, you know, give the staff a bit of a rest.
Yeah.
So we've just carried on basically doing what we love. We've got, we're the biggest travelling vintage fun fair anywhere in the world.
You are, yeah.
There's other, you know, other people with vintage stuff.
Yes. Nothing on this scale.
Nothing on this scale, and very few of them have the lorries and the wagons to match, and the uniform staff. And I do drive everyone mad. I've got OCD. I'm on to everything. Often when we open, there'll still be an hour. Put that packing away. You know, put that bin out. Yeah. Tidy the bloody.
Don't call people mate. You hate that, don't you? Don't call people mate. I remember that. Mate. No, it just doesn't sound right.
They're not mates. It should be sir or madam. Yeah. But it's nice. The staff we attract are here because they love it as well.
And that shows. When you watch the vlog, you know, you'll see the staff are smiling, they're friendly, they're welcoming. It's just lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
You know, you feel invited onto the ride, and it's not. You don't feel like you're a nuisance to them. Get on, really? Go on, get on. You know, you feel like you're welcomed, and it does show.